Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is for the Minister responsible for accessibility. Mr. Speaker, 1 in 7 people in Ontario have a disability, and this ratio is expected to increase to 1 in 5 over the next 20 years as our population ages. I speak regularly with constituents in my riding of Davenport about accessibility in Ontario. They come in all the time and tell me that while Ontario has made great progress, there is still a lot that we can do to remove barriers and increase accessibility for people with disabilities. Through the Accessibility for Ontarians with Disabilities Act and Ontario's Action Plan, the government has made a commitment to make Ontario accessible by 2025. Mr. Speaker, can the minister share with the House some of the great work this government has done to move forward to make Ontario accessible by 2025?
Thank you. Minister responsible for accessibility.
Thank you, Speaker, and I want to thank the member from Davenport for this great question. October, as we know, is Disability Employment Awareness Month, and I will make a statement, a fuller statement in the House this afternoon on that. I'm happy to take this opportunity as Ontario's first minister responsible for accessibility to share with the House what makes Ontario a leader in accessibility.
Tell us.
Through our AODA and our action plan, we are building on our strengths and sharpening our focus to engage businesses and promote cultural shifts. We've launched a marketing campaign focused on raising awareness of the employment standard for employers, and later this year, Speaker, we'll be releasing our provincial employment strategy for people with disabilities. As well, we completed the first ever review of the customer service standard and initiated the review of the transportation standard, which is currently underway, Speaker.
Answer.
And I'm happy to share more in the supplementary.
Thank you. Supplementary.
So thank you for to the Minister for sharing this information with the House. It is great to hear that this government sees the value and importance of making Ontario accessible for all. I hear from my constituents all the time, from both business owners and customers, about opportunities they have missed because of the barriers people with disabilities face. One of my constituents, Sharon, uses an electric scooter and visits my office regularly. She recently told me that when a business is accessible, not only do customers with disabilities serve to gain, but the business benefits as well. While we know that organizations who make their services accessible gain a competitive advantage, unfortunately, many organizations are unaware of this great opportunity. Can the minister explain how the government is engaging with businesses and business owners to understand the value and importance of becoming accessible?
Thank you. Minister.
Thank you. I want to thank the member again for the question. We know that for business, being accessible, Speaker, is not just the right thing to do, but it's a smart thing to do. Reports have shown that the global market represents 1.3 billion people with disabilities and their 2.3 billion family members, friends, caregivers, and colleagues. That amounts to $8 trillion, Speaker, of disposable income globally that some businesses are unfortunately missing out because of the lack of accessibility. Greater accessibility in Ontario, of course, means greater opportunity for all. We're raising awareness through campaigns, we're engaging in public education, and providing support for businesses, and of course, regularly conducting compliance inspection audits. We're working to ensure they're not only compliant with the law, but to help businesses see the value of being compliant as well. And we recognize the importance of making our province fully accessible. Thank you.